Hey gang, we've got another scene here. I'll lay off them for a bit because I know I've done loads of them recently. We're using Minnie, Pink Margarita, Lotus, and I'm also using Blackout and Alaska. There's also a shit ton of me giggling like a buffoon in this video. I started with a coat of Alaska. I think the plan was to... do just one layer of what we're doing now, but I think I ended up doing two. So that's why I'd put Alaska down first, but you wouldn't need to. I'm mixing Minnie, Pink Margarita and Lotus and just rough blending them, making sure that we do leave brush strokes in there, and then doing some white towards the centre. That's going to be where our sky meets the water. So then sort of just mirroring and doing the same underneath that. And then just going over to make sure that all our brush strokes are still in there before we cure. And now, what am I doing now? I did this a few days ago, so I can't remember. Just adding some more of the same. I don't know why I was doing it again. Honestly can't tell you. Maybe just to add some depth, some detail, but it's still staying quite thin. It's not getting thick because we are here we go. We are obviously wiping a lot with our brush, so we're taking a lot of the product off. Not a wasteful amount, but enough that it's not going to be getting fat. Adding a bit more white there, and then again, by the looks of it, God, I must have had a lot of time on my hands when I did this, because it probably looks the same as it did after the first coat, but I'm just doing it again and again. I'm making sure I'm fading that white. Fading it up a lot and really thinning it out as I go up and down, so that you can't see the pink through it. And then that all had a cure. I'm now adding some clouds. I'm using air quotes, because I'm basically just sort of spattering on some polish and then making it a bit fatter at the top, taller at the top, and wispy at the bottom. I'm dipping my brush in Minnie and Alaska, and then using Lotus to add a bit of darkness around some of them, just to give them a bit more depth and dimension and that sort of thing. I was supposedly following a picture for this that I'd seen, but after about a minute that got shot to shit and I was just making it up as I went along. So touching in on different colours and doing wispy clouds. The good thing about doing clouds is that there is no one perfect shaped cloud. They're all different, so you know, you don't have to be precise with it at all. Just, you can see I'm just sort of dabbing all over and going for a general cloud shape. Wispy clouds, cirrus clouds. Adding some more darker bits here and there, and then lighter bits here and there. You can see all the brush strokes in there, which is what we were going for. And that all had a cure, and now we are drawing our little scene. So this will be an island. This is Blackout. Such a good black. So good. The black and the white. I mean, I love all the colours from Gel Perfection, but the black and the white, which are really important colours to have in your collection, obviously. They're so opaque, they're so good. This is the only white I've ever used that I didn't need to do 3 coats of, and the black is just as awesome, so definitely recommend. I'm now popping some little rocks in the water, which is just a sort of uneven arch and then a wiggly bottom, and then fill that in. Then you've got yourself a little floating rock. And this is the foreground, so I'm adding some grassy detail. Obviously it's closer to us, so you can see more detail. And then I am doing it on that one for some reason, so I suppose that's bringing the island closer to us. Obviously the further away it is, the crisper the silhouette, and it gets closer, you'll see a bit more detail. And adding some more wiggly bottom rocks. The rocks are twerking. I just wiggled my bum as I did that, but you can't hear that, thank goodness. That will be cured, and now we're doing a palm tree, which makes a scene instantly exotic. When you add a palm tree, you just assume it's an exotic paradise, even though there's palm trees in my garden and it's currently completely overcast and grey and raining. But we'll pretend that palm trees means it's gorgeous weather. Was yesterday, was fucking roasting yesterday. So I'm just doing the wispy bits here of the leaves. Only a tiny amount of product on your brush needed for that, and you can use the line, the main line of the leaf to drag out and make wispy. And what are we doing now? Oh, we're adding some birds, 2 birds. That's about as detailed as I'm willing to go on birds. And I popped a bit more pink in that white section, it was looking a bit stark. And then dry brushing, so only a tiny amount of product on your brush, just dry brushing over the water to give it a bit of movement and some ripples and whatnot. And now we're doing the shadows, not the shadows, the reflections of the islands and the rocks in the water. So to do that, I've made like a jelly polish. So I've mixed base coat, the first base, with Blackout, and just replicating the shape of the island and the rocks upside down. Adding a bit more if I need to. And are we done? Are we done? No. Oh, what are we doing now? Adding some white. Oh, okay. I think I thought that the sky just was looking a bit smushy. So I'm just adding some white, stippling it on. Is it breaks in clouds? Is it more clouds? I don't know. Who knows? And now adding a little star. And my hands were a bit funny when I was doing this. They were hurting a bit that day. And then I was resting on a nerve. And my hand was just completely shaky, I think, here. Just, that was it, just resting normally. So I decided to do just the one star like that, and we'll switch to dots. Much easier. Added some dots, and then I think we are done. Are we done? Dot, dot, dot. Yes, so that was all cured. And topping the diamond gloss. So you've got all your brush strokes in there that give the sort of effect of streaky sky and water, but you top it and it's all smooth. Yay! I hope you like this video. Subscribe to my channel so you don't miss the next videos coming up. I'm doing them, every few days. Give a thumbs up if you like it. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye.